It's your boy Chad Rob. We back, baby. We back. Episode 25. This is the hashtag iAMWHOiAM podcast. I got a really special guest with me today. A brother in iron. I watched him, I think when you started in the gym. So I watched him from the beginning of his transformation, of his growth. He's come so far.
Thank you.
It's an honor to have him on the podcast. He came highly requested, so I had to reach out to him and get him on so he can talk to us and maybe inspire me and some of you out there to just get better every day. Introduce yourself, cuz.
What's going on? My name is Chase Green, just a local brother from Alcoa. Just a man who loved to lift. That's my thing.
That's what's up. Well, we can see that. We can see that. Man, so talk to me kind of, how you got started, what brought you to the powerlifting? Because he's a powerlifter. I'm a bodybuilder. I inspire or drive every day to be a bodybuilder. And he's a power lifter, and so it's a pleasure to have him here to pick his brain because I love powerlifting lifts. I love them. I still do them as a bodybuilder. But I've never, stuck my toe in the water with the powerlifting. So maybe you can encourage me because I feel like I could pull some weight, man.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Yeah, but how'd you get started, man? What brought you to the iron?
Man, it was something to do, and then I kind of got a little bit burnt out. Ended up hooking up with a good friend of mine named Corey Couch.
Oh, okay.
And we started lifting together, and it was on September the 26th of 2017. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna make a deal with you. A year from now, if you do a powerlifting meet, I'm gonna do a bodybuilding competition." So after that, it was just I jumped in head first, and I've always been a bigger dude. I've always been moderately strong, so powerlifting was something that was just kind of right up my alley.
Wow. Well, it's crazy looking at you now because I remember when you started, and you were like you said, you were a big guy. But now you're like a big guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to look at the transformation, man. It's like I'm in awe. So I mean, that's really dope. So, I remember when I first met you, you was doing your rapping thing, man. I thought that was cool too. I was like, man, because it always encourages me when somebody's not talking about it, they're being about it. So like, when somebody hands you a CD or gives you a link to a video, you know what I'm saying? That right there just gets I'm getting goosebumps now. You know what I'm saying? Because you're chasing, you're doing it. So talk to me about like your love for music. What got you into doing music?
Music is something I've always loved. That's always been like one of my first loves.
Wow.
I remember the Saturday mornings and the Saturday afternoons, the parents, jamming Parliament and Al Green, all the old stuff.
Something.
Yes,
I say Al Green, yeah.
And just, my grandfather was real big into music, and I was always around him as a kid. And it's just something that's kind of been instilled in me from a kid. And then as kind of one thing, I was just like, man, I'll try my shot at it.
Yeah.
It just so happened that when I got married, I married into a family that's very musically inclined.
Oh, wow. So you must have got married young. When did you get married?
I got married at 23 years old.
23? Wow.
Yes.
So talk to me about that, being a young man out here, in the prime, I guess that's what they call it. I don't know if that's true because I feel like I'm way better than I was in my 20s. But anyway, it's a whole other story. But so talk to me about being that young, getting married, man. I know that had to be tough. I mean, give or take,
It wasn't because for me anyway, because the wonderful lady that I ended up getting married to was a girl that I had a crush on from a long time ago. Like,
oh wow, yeah. Like a high school sweetheart type of deal, or?
Yeah, a little bit before that. Like,
okay.
We met at a party like years and years ago, and I would see her from time to time, but never really get a chance to really talk to her.
Right.
And then I think it was right around like the end of 2009. I saw her and I was like, I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Kobe.
Yes.
Hey, that's what's up.
And it just by 2011 we was married.
Yeah.
And it's just, man, it's awesome because I don't think I could have found anybody as perfect for me.
Oh, nice.
She's my everything, man. She's my motivation when I go home. She's every time I come home from the gym, she'll ask me, how'd your lift go? How'd it go? Even on the nights I come home and it's like, wasn't what I was wanting. I missed what I was going for. She's always there to back me. It's always, well, it's all right. You'll get it next time. I'm just proud of you for going.
Wow.
So that's my heart.
Man, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Just kind of piggyback off what you're saying. I finally did it, man. I did a physique show in 2011 or 12. I can't remember the year. And I got third, man. And I'm a sore loser. When I work for something, I feel like I want to win, And that show just totally just like I was like I would not lose another show. So from there, I would train, bulk, cut. Nah, I ain't ready. That went on till this year or last year, 2019. So that long of cuts, bulks or whatever. And so I finally was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a show. And my wife was like, you know what? Let's do it. So she made sure my food was ready. She made sure we didn't kick it. We didn't go out and do nothing. She kept all the stuff that she knows that would distract me away from me. And she encouraged me and was like, just keep going. And we did it, And so for you to say something like that, really hits home because that's what it's supposed to be, when you find someone that's willing to help you be you, you know what I mean, and better you, you know what I'm saying? So exactly. That's dope. So you get married at 23. Then what? Then
after that, it's kind of just like I was still into the music thing.
Okay.
Like I said, her family is super musically inclined. Her dad is a music teacher at UT.
Oh wow. Okay.
Her oldest, well, all three of her brothers are older than her, but they produce, they play piano, bass, drums, and just kind of get mixed in with them. I just kind of stuck my toe out there.
That's what's up.
And started working with my brother Don. He produced a few tracks.
Oh, nice. I didn't even know you had a brother. How was your brother?
Well, my brother-in-law. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you good. That is your brother.
I always refer to him as my brothers.
Well, he is your brother. Yeah, definitely. So how long did that? So what? At what age? You said 2017. So that would have made you what when you started powerlifting or taking it serious?
I was about 27, getting ready to be 28.
Okay. Yeah. So talk to me about that transition, like the whole process, because I know it had to be the hardest thing about anything is getting started. Yeah. Because you kind of finding your way, you trying to find your niche, you trying to, perfect your lifts. Because, I know it, especially with the weights you're moving, you have to kind of get the form down, right, I would assume?
Yes.
To be able to move the loads. So talk to me about that process, like, because I know it had to get hard for you.
It did.
So talk to me about that, how you got through that and, how you made it to where you're at today.
When I first started, I've always been kind of hard-headed, and I've always been the type of dude that's like, I can do it by myself. I can do it by myself. So I was reading the articles, picking exercises and stuff from here, there, and I was just getting to, I'd start to progress, and I'd stall out. And I'd progress a little bit more, and I'd stall out. So I knew I was going to need some help.
Gotcha.
And one day my dude hit me up, and he sent me a clip of this dude named DJ Hurst. Never met this cat before a day in my life. But he was like, check this dude out. He works out at my gym. He powerlifts. He's actually getting ready for a meet now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I started training with DJ in January of 2018. And ever since then, between him, his coaching, and just being in the atmosphere, you learn so much. That's where I've learned like a lot of technique and a lot, because when I first started, I just thought it was just like get strong, move heavyweight. Get strong,
that's
move
what I
heavyweight.
Thought. You ain't the only one.
But yeah, I got started with him, and he like, I was working out at Gold's Gym.
Okay.
And he was like, I want you to just come out here with me to this gym, you know, where there's actually a place more geared towards powerlifting.
Gotcha. Yeah, because Gold was kind of turned commercial there at the end. Like, yeah, it was turning.
Yeah, it was, and you know, once I got there and I just kind of got engulfed in it, it was like, this is what I want to do.
Right. Yeah. So talk to me, because I love talking about lifting weights. So talk to me. So I'll tell you a story, man. I remember I wanted 405 on a squat, man. I wanted it bad. I wanted it for years, man. And I would always, get 315. Hell, I could probably do 315 20 times. 365 for some reason, I'd always drop to 4 to 6, right? And then I would put 405 on, and I'd always get stuck. And I knew it had to be mental, because I'm like, man, I'm able to move these other loads. So talk to me about that hurdle for you, where you finally broke that kind of, like, you were stuck somewhere. Because, like, on a bench, 225 for me, man. Like, I could get 225, 8 to 12. But then as soon as I put a quarter on, it's like I'm stalling. Or if it's 315, right now it's a 315 monkey. For some reason on a bench, I know I can lift it, but it's just a mental kind of hurdle. So talk to me about your first success, hopping that, you know what I'm saying?
One of my first big successes that just immediately comes to mind was like my bench. Okay. I got to the 315 threshold, and then once I started training, and I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to start getting heavier and heavier. Yeah. And I eventually got to 385. And 385 was, it would come off, I'd get off the rack fine, get to my chest, and I'd stall out. Wow. This happened for like 4 or 5 weeks straight. And I was starting to get super frustrated. Yeah. And coach was like, here's what we're going to do. We're gonna take you off of this, this programming that we're doing right now. And he was like, I'm gonna have you hit some heavy volume for a while. And we hit some heavy volume, and then after a few more weeks, I jumped back in. 385 went up like a warm up. Wow. And then it was like that move. He was like, we're gonna see what 405 looks like. And man, 405. It was a struggle. Yeah. But I got it, and that's when things kind of started moving.
Yeah, it's crazy when you start feeling yourself, man. It's crazy what that'll do to your lifts and your progress, man. Because I tell this story all the time with bodybuilding. Is the goal is 250 shredded. If anybody out there is ever bodybuilder, that's usually your target, whether I don't care how far away you are, 250 shredded, you know what I mean? So, man, I'll never forget it, man. I remember I got on the scale and I was 213. And this may sound crazy to people, but 213, man, I haven't felt that good about any weight pattern. I've been 250, 255, 245. I've been all over the range, but 213, man, I finally thought, I was like, I did it, man. I made it, because I wanted so hard. I was stuck at 207, 208, 210 for so long, man. And I hit 213. I remember I took my shirt off. I was like, man, I'm the biggest. You can ask Chico, you know what I'm saying? He'll tell you. I was like, man, you couldn't have told me I wasn't Phil Heath. You know what I mean? So that's really cool, man. That's really cool. So who's your favorite power lifter? Who inspires you?
There's quite a few. One of my all-time favorites though is Ray Williams.
Ray Williams? Okay.
Ray Williams, okay. Huge squatter. I think like the very first time I kind of found out who he was like right as I was getting real heavy into powerlifting, and when I first found him, like his handle on Instagram was Optimus Prime, and I was like, this dude's got to be strong.
Yeah, he's dope. Yeah, he's dope.
And then like something that really, really inspired me about him was like it got stolen, but he used to have a belt, and he had a hash mark in there for every time he squatted over 1,000 pounds.
Wow, so he squatted 1,000?
Yeah, he had a hash mark in there. He had 40 hash marks in there. I was like, this dude is an absolute monster.
40 reps at 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Dang,
1,000 pounds or more. But him and and it's gonna sound corny, it's gonna sound cliche, but another one that really inspires me is my coach, man. He's
that don't sound corny.
When I first met him, he had just torn his bicep 2 weeks out of.
Yikes! Yeah.
2 weeks out. Ain't from
nothing
a
worse for a lifter than tearing anything, whether it's bodybuilding or powerlifting.
Yeah, and man, we be messing around. We be calling him the Wolverine because every time something happens, he bounces right back.
For real.
He bounced back from his bicep tear. He started, going back hard, and then he ended up getting. I want to think he got rhabdo. It's like I want to think it's like a buildup of lactic acid in the muscle, and he ended up in the ICU. He almost he was real close to he almost didn't make it.
Oh, I hate to hear that, man.
But on cue, bounced right back. He wasn't even able to make it to my first meet because he had just got out of the ICU. He was still in the hospital, but he was coaching me the whole time. He was on the phone with me, making sure everything was going going good. And man, every time something stumps him, he come back with a vengeance. So he keeps me inspired, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, I think that's really cool that someone inspires you, that coaches you. I've never had a coach before, and a lot of my buddies tell me I need to go ahead and just quit, BSing and get one, because it probably would help me get to the next level, whatever the next level. Because I think I maxed out my potential on my own. I feel that way a lot of times. But so that's really cool that you got somebody that inspires you.
And it's super helpful too, just having a coach or just having some other eyes, because they can always see something that you're not seeing.
Right.
So it's always helpful.
Right, yeah, because my eyes suck. All I see is improvement. I need to improve that. That's all right, I guess, but it still can come up, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Everybody that come on the podcast, man, since you're a music guy, I need to know your top 5 MCs, rappers.
Oh man,
of all time, man. And when I say top 5, I don't mean like who's the most popular. I mean like when you hit a PR, who you turn on. When you get stuck and you don't get it, who gets you through that? Like what you got in when you hitting volume and you just got to put the headphones in and go to work.
Oh, man.
What you banging, man? They gotta be in order, and I don't care if they got one verse, one song, 20 million songs, billionaires, Beyonce, no Beyonce. I don't care about none of that. Your top 5, man. Who you got in order?
In order, man.
Yeah, 5 is the worst. 1 is the best.
Man, it's like asking a parent to pick their favorite kid.
I know it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one.
Somebody I'm constantly listening to is Big Crit. Big Crit.
Man, I knew I liked you, man. He's dope, man.
Big Crit is snapping at me.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen him put out an album and it's like, you can improve.
Yeah.
But
I got this here.
Yes, sir. And I had a chance to meet him.
You met him?
Yeah.
Is he cool?
Super cool.
For real?
Super cool, dude. Like, we got to meet him during the meet and greet. And, man, he takes the time to talk to everybody. Wow. He treat everybody like family.
That's what's up. Have you ever heard that song with him and David Banner, that Mississippi song?
Yes.
That's man. When I came in, when I lost my show, that was my theme music. Believe it or not, I had it on repeat. That yeah, man.
Big Crit, and then.
So is he 5 or is he 1?
I have to say 5.
Okay.
I have to say 5. After that, probably Most Def.
Ooh,
Most Def.
Yeah, okay.
I've always kind of been a lyrics type dude.
Yeah.
After that, I have to say, probably have to say. Might have to bend the rules. Might have to go Method and Redman.
No, it ain't been the rules. You can have a group. Yeah, you can have.
Redman.
Yeah. I like them as a combo. I like them separate too, though.
Yeah. You always usually have a group where one is always a little bit better, but both of them.
Yeah, they both play their position well
for sure.
Yeah.
After that, I have to say, and Rakim probably.
Ooh.
Rakim.
So you hip to Rakim like that?
I honestly, I got more hip to Rakim the older I got.
Gotcha.
And kind of got that respect for what actual rap is.
Oh, okay. Man, Rakim said the coolest thing I've ever heard on an interview one time. The lady was like, "So Rakim, every time we see you, you don't smile, you don't laugh, I mean, what's going on?" He said, "I ain't no joke."
Man,
I was like, okay.
And that's the
she
truth.
was like, well, next question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, wow. So I can dig that.
Absolute monster. And I love Pac and Big. I know that's usually always everybody's number one. I love them, but one of my top MCs got to be Nas.
Nas is popular on the podcast, man, and the more I go back and listen to him, I'm like, wow, he really was. I think what got me with Nas, why he's not in my top 5, is just because of the beats. He don't feel like because when I listen to him on all that Rick Ross stuff, he's killing it.
Yeah.
Killing them beats. So I just wish he would somehow get outside of himself and let somebody else control the beats. He don't pick them.
Yeah.
And then he just get on them and just
murk.
Yeah.
But when I'm really just kind of trying to, I guess, kind of wrap my head and just, it's always Nas.
That's what's up.
Always
Nas.
Up.
Yeah, I can dig that, man, because I saw Nas at the Grammys here recently. Was that the Grammys? That was, okay. Yeah, it was Grammys. And
so
man, that dude still look like was on If I Rule the World. He looked the exact same.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this dude don't age, man. So.
And a lot of these cats, it's like, they be looking old and busted. Like, you ain't but 27. What's going on?
Oh my God. Yeah, man, it's that lifestyle, man. That's why I love the gym. It's always giving me an outlet. I'm able to go in there, and when I'm in the gym, I'm not stressing. I'm not thinking about anything. The only thing I'm thinking about is getting that weight off me. That's it. And then once you're in there for a while, you start to feel good because you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, not even trying to. You're like, oh, I'm swelling. You know what I'm saying? I'm swelling. So it's like a great place. And then the atmosphere is always dope. You got men and women in, and they're all enjoying themselves. It's kind of like a natural nightclub or of some sort. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of like a good together. Everybody minds their own business and enjoys the environment. You know what I mean? So it's I wish a lot of people, especially young black men, would it being Black History Month, would take a look at it because, I mean, you feel better. You're able to use your body more in your day-to-day living.
Yeah.
And not to mention, you getting all that stress out you, man, because that stress, it builds up. And then when, I think it was Deion Sanders said, you look good, feel good, you play good. So, I mean, yeah, so,
I'm with you on it, especially it being an outlet, because myself personally, I deal with depression and anxiety. So it's some days I have to have that.
Yeah.
It's I go in there and just beat my body down, and then by the time you come out, you're not so much worried about what you were stressing about to begin with.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel on that because I I sometimes have a short fuse when I miss it. Like this morning, for example, I went to the gym. I overslept, so I didn't get to the gym till 6, and that never happens. And my workout partner, he's been getting there at 6 for like almost 2 months now. And I guess this was now that I'm trying to do a lot more stuff. Since he was doing it, it made me feel like it was okay to do it. But the only bad thing about that is, if I was by myself, I probably could have killed it in an hour. But since it's 2 of us, that's not enough time. So the workout was just trash, man. It was trash. And all day, this is the highlight. You've encouraged, like, you brought me back up because I was down all day, man. And this happened to be that for me today. So I definitely feel you on that. Sometimes you just gotta have it, because if you don't, man, it's just like, you can ask my wife, man. She don't want to be around me if I miss 3 or 4 days at gym. It just ain't a pretty sight. So, since I have you on, man, and I know you're an LSU fan, man. Talk to me about that, man. Like, I didn't even see that coming. Did you?
I didn't see it coming until we beat Bama. When we beat Bama, I was like, I know this is not going to be our national championship right here. We've got a legit shot at the playoffs. We made it to the playoffs. I was like,
man, when y'all dog smacked Oklahoma, I said, Clemson don't stand a chance. I knew that then. Everybody's like, no, Ohio State's the best team in the nation. I said, BS. You're lying to me. Ohio State ain't the best nothing. Oh, man, Ohio State they always do this. They get to the playoffs and they lay an egg, man. But they get to the playoffs only because they're in that conference. You put them in the SEC, Tennessee gives them a game.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, Auburn beats them.
Yeah. Definitely.
For sure. You see what I'm saying? So they, maybe a 9-3, 8-4 team in the SEC. And I know everybody's like, SEC. But right now, because you got an Alabama team that smashed Michigan.
Yeah.
And they would have give you a better game than Oklahoma.
I'm gonna be honest. If we had to play Alabama again, I would have been nervous because you can beat Nick Saban once, but it's hard to beat him twice. Yeah. We found that out in 2011. That was a bad year. I try not to talk about that year.
Oh, snap. Yeah, man. It's crazy too because that quarterback, man. I don't remember him at Ohio State.
I don't either.
Yeah, but he the truth, man. He cold in the, like, he don't have any, what do they call it? He has that I guess that Mamba, that killer in, you know what I'm saying? That just like, I'm gonna kill you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can talk after the game, but right now I gotta shred you.
Yeah. And that's something I always liked. If he had been anybody else's quarterback, I wouldn't have been able to stand it. Yeah. But man, he had that mentality. It's like he could get hit, but it was hard to shake him.
Right.
You flush him out of the pocket, he find a way to keep the play alive.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he had some wheels a little bit.
Yeah. It catch you off guard. Yeah. They called a quarterback draw on 3rd down on one play. I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah. I was like, then that running back Cole, can't think of his name.
Edwards Alaire.
He the truth, man.
Man, he run like he's 7 foot tall. Just smash mouth, never stops moving.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. And I love that coach too. That voice, man. That's crazy because he was on Blindside. That's where I kind of got my wind of him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, he kind of cool, And then he's like, yeah, we gonna win the championship. We about to take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget everybody. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's hard not to root for him, man. You can tell he's straight Louisiana.
Yeah, like I was watching the interview. He was like from I can't even pronounce the name of what part of Louisiana he's from. He's born and bred. You can tell he bleeds Louisiana.
Yeah. Man, it'd be hard pressed not to talk about it. We lost somebody we grew up with watching in basketball. I I feel some type of way, man, because you married young, kind of like he married young, so you know you can relate. It's crazy to me how people. I'm just gonna say it, man. They just discredit everything he did while he's dead. Like, I give you an example. Last week, he been in the news for 2 weeks straight. No one mentioned rape 2 weeks ago. No one even mentioned it. I didn't hear nothing about it. Soon as the man dies, that's all they want to talk about is these allegations, these this and that. Why? And you may not know the answer to this, but why would anybody, when a man dies and he leaves behind a wife and 3 daughters, and the wife, and not to mention, he died with a daughter, and other families that had daughters on the, you know, and then there's a daughter too that both her parents were on the chopper, and this daughter is parentless. You see what I'm saying? So why? What's your opinion on what's wrong with us, man? As a human race, like, why is it that important to get the views? Is that what it is?
I honestly think, you know, social media has played such a big deal in somewhat of like where we are, because everybody now likes to keep that social media mentality of, I can say whatever I want and there's no consequences or repercussions. Right. And I've noticed that even with people like in real life, it's like they have that, you know, feeling like, hey, I can say whatever I want to, and you know, but you have to respect my feelings because that's how I feel. But like that of the, like you said, I mentioned rape, and after he's been in the news for 2 weeks, and then it's like, now you want to discredit this man, and not only, I mean, discredit this man now that he's dead, but I mean, you show no remorse for his wife and daughters who are mourning because they lost a father and a husband. That's just, it's cold-hearted and senseless, man.
Yeah, man, it hurts me because nobody's perfect, and I'm not saying that Kobe was perfect, but I'm saying that he was found innocent of that. No one talks about accused of.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, and I've spoken about this on the podcast. Black men, especially with you being as big of a man as you are, we get no room for error, man. You can't make a mistake. Like you can't even get falsely accused of a mistake.
No.
You see what I'm saying? So it's scary, man.
It is, and it's like, it's our sad reality, because it's the world we live in, it's the system we live in. But it's like, us as, you know, young black men, we don't just have to think for ourselves. We have to think of what they're thinking as well.
You said something right there.
You have to think. You know, you can't think in the moment. I've found that out the hard way, because if you react like that, now you're in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
You have to think 4 or 5 steps ahead. Wow. Just to dodge the obstacles.
Wow, man, that's deep, because you're so right, man. I mean, heck, man, just little stuff, man, like the way, you know, I tap somebody on the shoulder at work, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, it's real, like, light, you know, hey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like little stuff, like you said. I'm thinking like, yeah, if I, you know, so yeah, you said something there. But greatest Kobe moment, man. I'll tell you mine. This is another one. I had another one on the last podcast. This is another one. So he's moving up my chart as he's passed. And I hate to say that, man, but he has gotten better since he's gone. That's sad to say. But it's a play where Robert Horry inbounds it, throws the bomb. Kobe catches it, hits him with the whatever that is, with the reverse dunk, man. I said, wow.
Man.
That dude was a killer.
Man.
I didn't realize he was, because at the time I was an AI fan, man. I didn't really even pay attention to Kobe. I'm like, we got to get Kobe out of here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you good. But yeah, man, I was like, man, that dude was a killer, man.
Man, he was he was an assassin. Man, probably one of my favorite moments was they actually showed it the other day on ESPN. Was like, I think it was like when Dwight Howard hadn't long been in the league, and man, he postered Dwight Howard. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kobe was 6'6", but I mean, he just made Dwight Howard look like he was 5 foot tall, man. And it's supposed to be the next Superman, like, and did him dirty.
Oh man, it's so crazy. It's so crazy just to think, man. I was listening to an interview. Tracy McGrady was talking, man, and I've always, being in music, I've noticed you kind of prophesying when you're writing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I started kind of watching what I would say. You know what I mean? So, but Tracy McGrady was saying, like, when they were kids, 19, 20, 21, 22, they'd be out and stuff, or they'd be at the house or something, and Kobe'd be like, man, I hope I die young. That way I can go down as, they idolize me more than Jordan. And that hit home to me because I'm like, man. And he was like, he fixed it, cleaned it up, of course, which, that was before kids. That's when all you thinking about is the Jordan, the ghost of Jordan. Got to be better than Jordan. And being competitive, I can only imagine, you know what I'm saying? So that hit home because, I mean, a lot of times you kind of, and I'm not saying that's what it was, but it's just like you got to be careful what you say, what you do, how you act, and, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, he was he will be missed, and definitely was influential on my life. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that. I mean, he's just, even if you weren't a Kobe fan, or if you weren't even a basketball fan, you had to be inspired by his mentality. You had to, because I mean, he was a monster at his craft. I was watching something today where he was talking about, how much better he got just by
getting up at 4.
Yes.
I saw that today too.
Yes.
Yeah. He said, yeah, man. He said, because he broke it down. He said, you could get up at 10, train for a couple hours, come home, recover, get back in there about 4, train for a couple hours, come home, recover. By that time, you got to go to bed. Do it again tomorrow. He said, what if you got up at 4? Train for a couple hours, come home, boom, boom. You back at 10. So I was like, wow, man. And that's kind of what I've been trying to do for a while, not knowing, that. But because the earlier you get started, the more you can get done. Because whether you're awake or not, if you got to be up at 6 or 7 or 8 anyway, you're not going to be up till 1, 2 to get the work done then. Because you're going to go to bed 9, 10, 11, 12. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, he's right. I mean, because if you get up at 4, get your work done, go to work, get off, come back home, then work a couple hours, still the same 10, 11, 12. Exactly. But you got that extra before.
Like he was saying, that's why when all these guys is trying to catch up during the summer, it's like you still leaps and bounds ahead.
Oh, yeah, because I'm still doing the same. Ain't nothing really changed, except now I don't have a game. Yeah. To end it off, man, tell me about your first competition, man. Like your first powerlifting meet. Talk to me. I want to hear about this. Is what I want to hear about. I want to hear about the drive there, the pulling in, walking in the building. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what it really was. You know what I'm saying? Take me on a journey, man, through your eyes, man.
That first meet, man, September 22nd, 2018.
Wow. So that was a couple years ago then.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I was a nervous wreck. Never really I'd seen powerlifting, but at this point I'd never even been to a powerlifting meet, so I didn't even know what to expect.
Wow.
So fortunately, it was at the hotel we stayed at. So
you stayed at the hotel and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, where was it at?
It was at the Glenstone Lodge in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
So wasn't too far from home, but the whole morning, it's like I barely slept the night before. The alarm goes off, and it's just like, man, it's it's do or die. So get in there, wake up, get me some breakfast in, go back to the room, kind of start getting my pre-workout, my supplements and stuff together. Then run down to the lifters meet. And I was like, I get down there, I still got on like my regular clothes. Everybody else is suited up. And I just so happened that a couple of guys from my gym was there. And I was like, are we supposed to be dressed already? And I was like, yeah, you might want to run back. I think I only had like one knee sleeve. One of the guys let me borrow his knee sleeve. So like I said, I'm super nervous. I don't know what to expect. Then the first flight's getting ready to go up. They warmed up. The music's pumping. I mean,
so they play just regular music, or is it?
Yeah, it's like they'll play just whatever have everybody hyped.
That's
So
what's
I mean,
up.
the music's roaring. I'm sitting back here trying to concentrate. Boom, it goes black. I was like, I didn't know what to expect. I thought they was about to do like some wrestler intros or something. So I'm nervous. I'm waiting for everything, and then it was like it's been dark a little too long. The power went out in the whole block.
What?
So what was supposed to have started at 9 didn't start till like 10:30.
Wow.
So then I'm even more nervous because but man, it was an awesome experience. Awesome experience. First meet I ever did. I ended up going 9 for 9. I hit.
What? So for somebody that may not know what that means, what is 9 for 9?
You have 3 different lifts. You start off with your squat, then you go to bench, and then you go to your deadlift.
Okay.
And then you'll have 3 attempts in each with each one.
Okay.
So
so do you do them like back to back, or?
Yeah, you'll like they'll do it by flights. Like you might start like usually like your women will go first, and then it's like the lighter weights will go after that, and then like they might have a flight for like equipped lifters, which are people who lift in like suits, which are like squat suits, bench press shirts, and like deadlifting suits.
Okay, so when a woman go like let's say it's your turn, so you start with the deadlift.
You'll start with a squat.
With a squat, and then you immediately bench press, or do you get a second, or
you'll get a second?
Okay.
Like they'll run it all the way to the end of the flight, and then it'll start all
and the
over.
flight is the all the people in that heat or that comes. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just just trying to just trying to understand. So maybe somebody else doesn't know.
It'd be making sense in my head.
It made sense, but I was just like, let me. So all right, so
and then
so the lights back on.
Lights back on. Everything starts rolling, and I was like, what really made me nervous was I didn't realize like there wasn't a full meet option, or that like there wasn't just a push and pull option, which would be bench and deadlift.
Gotcha.
And that's what I had expected to do. And then when I get there, they're like, well, that's not an option. So we had to rewrite the game plan right there. I had to end up squatting, which squatting was something I hardly ever did.
Wow.
Never, ever did. But talked to coach, and he was just like, he was texting back and forth. He was like, man, you just, you do enough of it. So he was like, whatever you do, it'll be a PR because it'll be on the platform.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So, and it just so happened to work out, and I went 9 for 9. I hit 3 lifetime PRs at the time.
Wow. What were your PRs there?
I hit a 530 squat. I hit a 420 bench, and I hit a 615 deadlift.
Wow. I think the most I've ever pulled on a deadlift was 500 even. I think the most I've ever attempted on a bench was 365. Maybe, what's 35 on each side? That's 385. So yeah, maybe I've attempted that. And a squat, I have successfully gotten 500 pounds before. So that's dope. Would it be your first time? So basically, or not your first time squatting, but you're really trying to push some weight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's killing.
So and I ended up coming in which there wasn't a lot of people in my weight class. Well, I think I might have been the only one in my weight class, but it was still nice. I ended up winning my weight class, so I got to first time around, went 9 for 9, and ended up to come home with some hardware. So, and that still, I've only competed 3 times, but that's still my favorite. That's my favorite medal that I've got right now.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, it's a lot of people discredit that hardware, man. Like at my first show, it was a few people that didn't get any type of like trophy. Like they only do top 5. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. A lot of people think that hardware come easy. Like everybody gets a participation.
Yeah.
But nah, it don't really work like that.
Yeah, like you definitely got to put the work in. It's like, and then like that's something that I always be like. All 3 meets I've done. It's like when it comes, it's like, did I work hard enough? Did I work hard enough? Is it going, because it's going to show once you get up there. So
how does that work, like prepping for it? So I know you're going hard. So when do you kind of shut it down, or do you ever shut it down before the show?
Yeah, like I usually will start like 9 weeks, like a 9-week stretch, 9 weeks out. And that first week, I have like my heavy, like my max effort days and my dynamic days, and it'll just like my dynamic days will somewhat stay the same.
And then dynamic, you mean?
That's more just like my like I'll have like a dynamic bench day, and it'll be like it won't be as heavy, but you'll still be pushing like a decent amount of weight, usually for more
so
reps.
It's like volume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
I got you.
And then like as the weeks progress, it'll start getting heavier, and like we'll start going down in reps, and then like the closer you get, you start working on form, and making sure you're hitting depth, making sure you're pausing long enough, and making sure you're locking out your deadlifts and all that type of stuff. And then the week, like 2 weeks out, you'll just start hitting like your openers, and then just like and then the whole week leading up to, you usually don't do much. Like you might just hit like a few reps, do a little bit of cardio just to keep the blood flowing.
Gotcha. So what is your kind of the 9 weeks? How does your eating change, or does it?
I've actually just been kind of staying on the same diet plan, which is, I think it's close to 5,000 calories.
Oh wow!
And it's like,
so is it mostly foods, shakes, or it doesn't matter?
Mostly foods.
Okay.
And I'll try to do like a shake or something like in between my meals, and because like in the morning I'll do like maybe 4 boiled eggs, an apple, and a Cliff Bar.
Okay.
Eat like another Cliff Bar or something, or a shake or something, and then for lunch I'll do like 8 ounces of chicken or beef and rice.
Oh, okay.
And then like before I go to the gym, I might eat like some oatmeal or just something small just to fuel me through. And then my last meal is usually like another 8 ounces of chicken or beef or fish, and either like pasta, like a cup of pasta or rice and some vegetables.
Gotcha. Man, that's cool. So a week out, does that stay the same, or is it?
I usually stay.
Yeah, okay.
Just because you still trying to make sure your body's getting that full.
Yeah. Because you want to keep the strength and the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not worried about, because you don't have to make weight, or do you have to make a weight?
If you're like, that's something I'm working on this time. I am gonna try to have to make weight because I'm trying to drop from super heavyweight to heavyweight.
Oh, okay. That'll probably help you because you be the strong like a super heavy.
Hopefully,
yeah.
Right. But trying to do that, and then it just because it tests you more, because you're gonna have more. The more you drop, the more competition you're gonna have.
I got you. That makes sense because there's probably not a lot of super heavies.
Not a lot.
Yeah. So what's the end? Do you plan on trying to like get a pro card? Is that a such thing in powerlifting?
There are like I'm like, that's one thing I'm still kind of learning. Some stuff too. So there are like some, you have like your professionals, people who are actually getting paid. But right now, I'm just kind of.
Oh yeah. No, I was just meaning like way off in the, you know what I'm saying? Because I know with lifting weights, you know, I'm assuming bodybuilding, powerlifting are the same. It's just a slow grind. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not nothing. If you get in today, you don't believe the hype. You know, you get in today, it's gonna be way off before you get there. But I was just curious because, like I think the Arnold Classic has like a contest, a powerlifting contest. I think I saw it this year or last year when I watched it. And I think the Olympia has one too, if I remember right. Okay. I think, or maybe there was something else. But I want to say I saw a little powerlifting contest.
That is actually one goal I'd really like to is to just to participate at the Arnold. That would be.
So how does it? Do you have to get some sort of card to qualify, or
you'll have to? You have to compete in a qualifying meet.
Yeah, so it is kind of like bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's like a USPA or like a USPA or the IPF.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool, man. Anybody that takes the time to chase a goal, man, it's so inspiring because I know how hard it's got to be, especially like, you know, because you don't know who's showing up.
No.
And everybody else says be better than yourself, but I'm only trying to beat myself. But that's, you know, that ain't true. You want to win the show. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to beat, but you don't know who coming. It ain't like football or basketball or something, or track. You kind of know who's going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, well, track maybe not either. I tell my daughter all the time, say, we ain't worried about who's going to be there, but we going to try to get better, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, football, you know, we're playing the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You take a look at them, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you get there, like my little show I did this summer, man. It was crazy because you start feeling yourself. You getting close. You're like, oh man, I'm about to do it, man. So, you know, you feeling pretty good. And you know, the nighttime at mine, you know, they tanned us up or whatever. I'm looking around. I'm like, man, I got them. I'm about to whoop these dudes, man. I'm about to kill them. So I get back to the room. I'm smiling. You know, I might win this show. And so that morning, it's hilarious. I was walking in beside a dude. He was all covered, right? Because we all covered up. You know what I'm saying? So we walking in. He's about my height, maybe a little taller. And we walking. That's the first dude I had seen that wasn't like, you know, because most of the people, the bored, short dudes, you know what I'm saying? This first dude that kind of looked you know, jacked, you know, but you couldn't see nothing because he had the right clothes on, so you couldn't see nothing. Anyway, make a long story short, man. We sit down, we waiting in line. They say, yeah, come on up. I forget what number I was. So I walk back. The dude I'm talking about still sitting back here. I open the curtain. Man, I said, man, my head goes down. I look, I'm like, man, I'm just like, man, you know, so, because I was like, man, I texted my friend of mine, I said, man, I saw the winner, that he's the winner, you know, so I admire anybody that can train really hard and fly in blind for the cause. You know what I mean? That's respectable, man.
I appreciate it. It's one thing I definitely understand what you're talking about because like when you walk in there, that's something like you see a lot of. It's like there's some monsters in there.
Because you don't see it every day.
Yeah, I mean there's some just like, man, this dude got to be like part bull. And then what's crazy is like you're seeing all these guys backstage, and then all their family out there. You know, a lot of them powerlift too. So it's like it's monsters sitting out here. I'm like my first meet. I didn't know anything about Westside Barbell, but they had a lot of dudes there that was competing. And Louis Simmons, he's like, the godfather of powerlifting. Never, I mean, he had some lifters back there, man. Their ankles was the size of my calves. I was like, man, these dudes, what am I doing?
Yeah, people don't get it, man. It's a tough sport, man, and people that finish, and by finish I just mean do it every day for a reason, and then try to get better every day, man. That's what I mean by finish. It's commendable, man. Did you keep up with C.T. Fletcher at all?
Yes. Yeah.
So do you remember the old C.T. Fletcher?
Nothing sounds sweeter than a couple of 45s slapping together.
Yeah.
So the one that he was like, Yeah, I think he had 4 or 5 on there or something. He was like, sometimes I just like to rest it on my chest and just think about how great this sounds, the clinking of the iron, and I'm just so thankful.
I like to do pause reps sometimes and think about the things that have gone on in my mind throughout the day and how anxious I am to get to the gym and just work out.
That I'm able to be under the weights, and he just proceeds to keep pushing. He stops and he's like, well, so, you know. And I was just like, man, that's the first time I was like, I think I want to power lift. He was like, man, I wanted to be the biggest, baddest. I want to break concrete. When I was like, man, that dude, man, he's bulletproof. It seemed like he keeps going through it and just bouncing back.
Bouncing back, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
If you watch a CT Fletcher video and you don't come out some kind of motivated, man, you dead inside.
Yeah, gotta be. Gotta be, man. Well, yeah, man, I appreciate you coming through. I won't hold you up, man. Tell them where they can find you at.
You can find me at chase.green on Instagram, Chase Green on Facebook, and you can also find me as one of the athletes on iAMWHOiAM.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I really appreciate you coming through, man. It's an honor to have you. Like I said, I watched you from literally when you started to where you're at now, man. And every time I watch one of your videos, man, I'm just so impressed. I'm in awe. I'm like, man, this he's getting after it, man. So it's so dope, man. It's so dope, man. And please be sure to. Did you give him your Instagram?
Yeah, chase.green.
Okay.
64. Chase.green 64.
Okay, yeah. Be sure to get on Instagram and check out more of his content. He's always breaking PRs. And it's a pleasure to watch. It's so inspiring and motivated. If you're on the fence about getting started, I'm here to tell you. I watched him. You said 2017. Yep. It doesn't seem that long ago, but I mean, that's only 3 years. It ain't even 3 years. This is the beginning of the year. So, if you put in the work, if you put in the effort, you're gonna get something out of it. When I first started bodybuilding, I read an article about Phil Heath. He said, I'll show you how to do it. You said you may not be Mr. Olympia, but you will be a bad dude for the best you can be. So just get started. And this is the hashtag iAMWHOiAM podcast. It's episode 25. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to hit the notification bell on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. On Apple Podcasts, leave me 5 stars, leave a comment. On Spotify, subscribe, like it. iHeartRadio, not sure exactly what to do there, but it'll say something, do it. And I appreciate everybody that's watching and tuned in. Thank you again for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure. And as always, I'll be back. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.